name's Ryan. I'm the founder of the Reimaginarium here in Geelong. So the Reimaginarium started out about 6 months ago, and the idea behind it was to really showcase how good reclaimed and used products can be. I'm a designer and engineer by trade, and I've worked making new things and wanted to create a space that focused on things made out of old things and sort of showcase some of the great work that's being done around Australia in that area. The main reason for me is sustainability. It's just not economically or environmentally viable for us anymore to keep making things in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands when there's a perfectly viable product already there that's been made 10 years or 100 years ago. One of the great things about working with all these old radios is that most of them are Australian made, and it's a really interesting era that we made so many things in Australia. And this Philips here is probably from the 1960s, and the conversion process is pretty much the same as it is with all of the Bluetooth speakers that we create. On a personal level, I really like the story that old products have got to tell. I like the fact that we've got dining tables in here that have candle burns on them because they were made before we had electricity. I like the little bits of wear and tear that come with decades and decades of use, but more importantly probably is the environmental aspect. I can make one of these Bluetooth speakers out of almost entirely used parts. We have a little circuit board and a few wires, and those are the only new things to make something that works just as well as a new product. The biggest concept we're trying to convey in launching this shop is that old and reclaimed products don't have to be inferior. A lot of the perception when you go out to buy an old product is that it's in some way inferior, whether it's going to break sooner or whether it doesn't work as well or whether it's just not as valuable. There's a strong perception that second-hand goods are inferior, but by showcasing all the great makers that we've got in this space, we really want to prove that with a little bit of care it's possible to make reclaimed and reused goods that are at least as good as new ones, and that you don't have to sacrifice in order to shop second-hand. So you need to be really careful in doing this sort of work, in making sure you focus in areas where the end product can actually be viable. There's things that we could make out of used materials that we just couldn't sell at a price that compares to the new product. So we focus on areas like furniture, like jewelry, like the Bluetooth speakers, where we can make beautiful functional goods out of reclaimed materials and still have them competitive with what's available new.